But I just want to make it abundantly clear to the American people that today's hearing is an attempt to distract the American people from Republican plans to cut and gut Medicaid, nutrition benefits for hungry children, and student aid grants for working families across the country. At a time when Americans are struggling to pay for basics like groceries, Republicans are forcing them to pay more for everything from health care to child care and everything in between. Last Friday, mismanagement by congressional Republicans and President Trump resulted in a decrease in America's credit rating, pushing mortgages and the American dream even further out of reach for millions of Americans and for their families. Time and time again, Republicans in Congress make things more expensive and life more difficult for people in this country, and then they try to distract with issues that have no real impact on their quality of life. I encourage Americans to ask themselves why House Republicans are consistently meeting in the middle of the night to debate their agenda while they waste this committee's and the American taxpayers' important time. The answer is really simple. House Republicans know that Americans don't want to lose their health care insurance or be forced into debt, but they don't want to talk about it, at least not when most Americans are awake and paying attention. This is wrong. House Republicans and President Trump are making it more difficult for everyday Americans to provide for themselves and for their families. One of the greatest aspects of this country, one of the things that most people take real national pride in, is our historic commitment to equality of opportunity, our commitment that America is the land of opportunity. And while we have not always been able to live up to that promise, it's the fact that we are always striving toward that ideal that makes the promise of America truly great. But Republicans are making it more difficult to keep that promise and more expensive for people to provide for themselves and for their families. We often hear from the majority that they believe in a country where hard work and merit are rewarded. These efforts today move us further from that ideal. Representative Barbara Jordan, one of my personal heroes, once said that what the people want is very, very simple. They want an America as good as its promise. And with efforts like today's hearing and the budget bill Republicans scheduled for debate in the middle of the night to hide that they're ripping away health care from 14 million people, we only get further and further away from the promise that this country offers. The American people are frustrated, and rightfully so. They're frustrated that they keep doing everything right, sometimes working multiple jobs, but still feel that they are falling behind. Now's the time for everyone who cares about equality of opportunity, for everyone who cares about how expensive everyday life has become in this country, to let Republicans in Congress know that you think their priorities are all wrong. We need just four members of the majority to stand up against these dangerous cuts that will put lives in this country at risk. The American people don't support cuts to these vital programs and won't let Republicans get away with it. I urge everyone that is in this room today and everyone that is watching on C-SPAN and across the nation, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived by what is happening here today. The Democrats will continue to stand and fight for equity and equality for everyone in this country. Everyone deserves to have access to a wonderful, quality education. And on our watch, the Democrats will not stand by and let this happen, and I yield back.